Morning, my name is Wes and this is Island by Film, and I'm on a special little place this morning called Shack Island. I don't know if you can see over to my right shoulder to your left. The sun is rising. Really excited about this morning. Got out early on a low tide. That's the only way this place is accessible unless you have a boat, which I don't at this point. So I'm excited to show you a little bit about Shack Island and this amazing little place where these colorful shacks have been here since the early 1900s. Be shooting again with the Yashica Mat 124G, and I'm going to be shooting Lomography 100 this morning, mainly because I'd like to compare it to my favorite film, which is Ektar 100. I'd like to see what the results are like. I'd like to see how fine the grain is. I've never really done a comparison of these two films, but I'm excited to do so. And this morning on Shack Island, as in every morning on Shack Island, these little beach houses that have been built here for many, many years are incredibly colorful. So we've got yellows and greens and baby blues and so forth. And so it's really going to be a good test of the color as well too on Lomography 100. And who knows, in the future I might do a side-by-side comparison between the two films. What I'd like to have is two of the same medium format cameras, so I can do a scientific test, you know, side by side with the two cameras shooting Lomography 100 on the one side and Ektar 100 on the other side. But for now, we're going to do some comparisons and we're going to take a look at these photographs. I hope you really enjoy this episode. I hope you enjoy some of the footage, and I hope you enjoy just a little piece of Vancouver Island. Well, I hope you're enjoying this very unscientific look at Lomography Color 100. I actually really like this film. It doesn't quite match up to my favorite film, which is Ektar 100, but it's unique in its own right. As you can see from some of the images, the color seems to be punchy and it stands out enough. But as always with any film negative, there's been a certain amount of adjustment in contrast and saturation in post. And further along here, you'll see, as I show you some side-by-side comparisons between a regular scan and a color-corrected scan, there's a significant difference. And that's one of the things that I think that Ektar 100 has as its strength, is that it is, out of the flatbed scanner, one of the nicest looking scanned color films that I've ever experienced before. So whereas most color negative films in my experience require a fair amount of editing after the fact, Ektar 100 does not. So although there is a price difference between these two films, and it's pretty significant, so when you compare the two that way, I guess there's a benefit to Lomography 100. But all in all, I think it's a pretty fantastic film. One of the issues I had was, if you could take a look here, you'll see in the bottom left corner, you'll see a purple line. And I had quite a few frames that when I zoomed in had this issue. I'm not sure why. Maybe somebody can comment and leave a comment below and give me an idea as to what the issue was. But it definitely detracts from the image itself, and it feels immediately like it's not a professional film. You wouldn't expect to get this out of a Kodak film. So where does Lomography get this film made, and what's the quality control? Not quite sure as far as that goes, but all in all, something small that you can live with. Here's an example of what a raw scan looks like out of an Epson V600. And of course, all scans require color adjustment, especially when it comes to white balance. This is pretty extreme, however. Everything seems to come out really yellow and green. But here is the color corrected scan on the right hand side. Obviously a vast improvement between the one on the left. But to get to this, I actually had to do quite a bit of work and quite a bit of tweaking. And that's where I think Ektar 100 really shines. So that's why I encourage you to get out there and don't just take photographs, make photographs.